Hello, Facebook, and welcome to day 92 of 365 days of Facebook Live. And today is day 92, as I already said, I think. So my name is Jessica Lozano, and I am a relationship mentor and feminine embodiment mentor as well, helping women have extraordinary love lives with their sacred union partner. I am here for women who are single and want to call in their sacred union partner, and for women who are in their union and would love to continue to dive deeper into the depth of their love and expansion of it. Because let me tell you, my loves, once you're in that union, it doesn't mean it just stops there. There's so many more different levels of growth and evolution that comes in your relationship, and that's available. And one of those aspects is sex. Your sexuality, your relationship to sex. God, fuck, man. If this is not an important piece of the puzzle in a relationship, like it really is. You know, it's not everything, but it is a piece of the puzzle. You want to have the emotional intimacy, you want to have the sexual polarity, you want to have healing your shadows and moving into the light, and you have sex, you have your lifestyle, you have what you're co-creating in your relationship together, you have communication. There's so many different pieces that come into union. And a really important one is sex. Sex. You do not want to calcify your sex with your man when you are in union and when you are in marriage. This is a really, really important topic. And I think it's easy that once you get into a long-term relationship to start to get into this area where you're like, comfortable, you become friends, best friends, and it becomes like roommates lifestyle. And there's so much behind that. It's not just because you've entered this long-term relationship and that's supposed to be the way it is. It's actually not supposed to be. That's what's normal and what's common. It's what's common. What's common is not normal. We're here to break those types of paradigms, or I'm here to break those paradigms with you so that you are in the space of what is really available for you as a woman in your union, in your relationship, and for you yourself just as a woman, right? So today I want to talk about a restful woman. A restful woman. I mean, can you just feel the energy in that? And can you feel how most of us, anyone probably on this live, watching now or on the replay, knows that we have not been brought up in a society where a restful woman is very common. A lot of women walk around in anxiousness, in doing everything, in extracting from their feminine energy, in going. And there's a word that just completely missed my mind that I had it there. Maybe it'll come back. But just this woman who's in survival, off going to the next thing, not seeming like you can catch up, always like on a hamster wheel is what it feels like, just going and not really going anywhere, can't really catch your breath. And we wonder why sex in our relationship is not satisfactory, why it's so hard to squeeze an orgasm out, and when you do, it's kind of like short-lived. And we wonder, So what happens when a woman is not in her restful state? She's in some sort of state of survival in different areas, right? And we all have different points in our lives where It's almost what is needed. But then after a certain point, it becomes more of like a habit. It becomes more of a lifestyle, that to be in this energy of survival, of having to always do something and not being able to slow the fuck down. Because when you slow the fuck down, you are available, you are open, you are receptive. You can be in a state of pleasure. You can be in a state of joy. You can be in a state of, I can feel sensations. I want to feel different sensations. When you are in a state of survival, the body is not thinking about pleasure. It's thinking about, how do I not die? How do I not die is the complete opposite of how the fuck do I get the best orgasm of my life? It's the complete pole opposite. And this is what I see. This was me in my experience in the past. Amongst other things, there's other different things that have contributed to this phase in my life, this time in my life, this era in my life of sexual suppression and of unfulfilled sex life and short-lived orgasms, or very hard squeezing orgasms out with the man of my dreams, which to me was a really, like, how is this happening? Like, I have the man in my dreams, and why do I not want to have sex, right? And part of that is because I was operating for most of our relationship in the first 6 years of our relationship. Is that really 18, 19, 20? Okay, no, that's what I was gonna say. That's not right. 18, 19, 20, 21. So the first 4 years of the relationship, the first half of our relationship, I was operating in a state of survival because of money. I was operating in the space of scarcity. I was operating in this space of working. I was just like not available really that much for sex. I only really was into it and did it because my man really wanted it. And my focus was so focused on work that I did put my relationship in the back. It wasn't until 2020 where I had that fall to my knee moment, which I think a lot of us had something around 2020 that like dropped us to our knees, where I started to focus on this feminine energy. And the feminine energy and the feminine principle is about pleasure. It's about creation and expansion and going to the depths of you. It's your sexuality. Your sexuality for creation, for pleasure and fun with your beloved, with yourself. And as I started to explore this area, I was like, holy shit. I need to learn to relax, to take it in. And this is something I wanted to talk to you about. Damn it, I had it and then it just went away. Let me get it back. I wanted to share something with you. Okay. Sexuality, feminine energy, feminine principle. Working. Oh my God, it slipped my mind. I've had a long day, so today's been a little bit feminine energy. Wow, it really... look at the filter. Oh, wait, that's what I was gonna say. Now remember. So when it comes to the feminine, so here's the thing that I notice, and this is what I've experienced. And what women do is that they try to squeeze an orgasm out, right? So when you are operating in more of this survival energy, which has different degrees, but let's say that it's more of a masculine forward energy, because really that's what it is. It's trying to protect, it's trying to survive, it's trying to not die. So this instinct, this survival instinct kicks in. So when you're operating in that, everything's more like a means to an end. Let's get to the point, let's get it done. So then sex becomes that, right? Sex becomes a way of a means to an end, something on my checklist that I need to get done, and hurry up, get this done because I have to do this and I have to do that. Like survive, survive, survive. I'm just trying to survive the day. I'm just trying to survive the hour. I'm just trying to survive the freaking month, right? And then we approach sex in that same way. Just another checklist to survive, to keep my man satisfied. Or I'm freaking actually really horny and I just really need to get this horniness out of me. Which I love how one of my mentors says horniness isn't really a word for the woman to say. But sex has been masculinized for women. So, you know, my arousal is really activated. My pussy is throbbing and I need to freaking get that out of my way because it's so annoying. So when you approach sex in that way, you squeeze the orgasm out. The way you approach sex anyways isn't a way where it's very inspiring to a man to want to like give you the most ultimate pleasure. He's probably like, okay, get it done and over with. I'm going to get it done and over with. And then you wonder why it doesn't feel the way you want it to feel, right? Well, how can it if you're just like making it this thing? So then that's what we are teaching our partner, that, okay, we're making it this thing. She thinks it's this thing that I have to just get it done and over with. And what is the message that you're sending to your partner with that? The message of, okay, your body isn't a temple to be worshipped and cherished in the bedroom. If you can't, and the bedroom is the most sacred space that you hold with your partner. So how is he treating you outside the bedroom? I'm not saying that he's treating you like shit, but I'm saying, is he doing what you want him to do outside of the bedroom? It's probably reflective to what's happening in the bedroom. And then in order for orgasm, especially in a woman, to really be like open, to really be like so juicy, to really be wet, and to really be like fulfilling and long lasting, you have to be in a state of ultimate relaxation. For a woman to activate the G-spot, the AKA squirting, there's a lot of relaxation, surrender, moving through the uncomfortableness, the intensity of that sensation, and safety. And like really like long times amount of pleasure and elongating the sensation of pleasure, of rest. A woman in survival cannot be in that. She is not available for that level of adoration. from her man. Because sex, working with your sexuality and opening up this space of orgasmic potential means you're allowing more pleasure into your life. When you are in a state of survival, you are operating in a state of pain and suffering. The polar opposite of pleasure, love, joy. Can you see how they are connected? Can you see how when I'm in a state of survival, I'm operating in the bedroom in a state of survival, and the bedroom is reflective to your ability as a woman to surrender? I mean, there's so much. Your surrender, your confidence, your comfortability with your body, your ability to feel safe with a man, and a safe man, a beloved man, your ability to open up, your ability to move through uncomfortable sensation, not painful sensations, uncomfortable sensations when it comes to, like, for example, the G-spot. Your ability to fully relax and to open. This is what is put under a microscope? No. Is it microscope? Micro lens of how open are you available to reach high levels of pleasure? And this will be reflective to high pleasure levels of pleasure in your life across the board, to your level of happiness that you can hold and hold for a long time, to your level of love that you allow in from your man, for your heart to be fully cracked open and experience deeper levels of love, for your ability to feel more levels of high with money in your career. It's all reflective. It's all a mirror. This is why sacred sexuality work is really important, because the way that we have taught women to be in the world is not one of a restful woman. It's not one of a woman to hold high levels of pleasure and happiness and ecstasy. It's one of a woman that is, go, get this done, survive the hours, survive the days, survive the week, survive the month. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Where is the space for pleasure and love and fun and play? Where? You're telling me that your life is meant to be about pain and suffering and on the struggle wagon for the rest of your life? How does that make sense? How does that make sense? Which means your sex life is the same thing? No. That's not what it's about. So what I'm speaking with you today is module 1 inside of Dripping Pleasure. Dripping Pleasure is a 10-day mini course that I created that is so freaking magnificent. Holy shit. It is a piece of art, a work of art. It is 10 modules with 7 practices, 7 like actual practices to do, and then 3 other 10 homework assignments for each and every day, but 7 specific practices that you're going to do with your body to reclaim this restful woman that is claiming pleasure in her life, and to reconnect and create a sovereign relationship with your body, and create sexual polarity in your relationship, which will, oh my God, ignite so much love and joy in your relationships. So I was just thinking of a client right now. I don't know why. But because I think we're talking about sexual polarity, because I'm telling you about sexual polarity, and I invited her to have this conversation with her father, right? Because sexual polarity is played out in all dynamics of masculine and feminine energies. And she messaged me the next day. She's like, Jessica, what just happened? He wants to do more. He wants to like be there more for me and all the things. I'm like, what? What magic is this? Can you please share? It was just so beautiful to see and to witness, because this is something that she's wanted from her father for such a long time. And once we cleared up so many different energies, and how to have feminine communication, is when she was able to receive what she wanted to receive from her father this whole time. Anyways, that's a side note, but that same energetic is equivalent to what's going to be happening in your relationship, because it's the same thing. It's just you're going to be talking about different things, about different desires between your father and between your lover. And I actually talk about this inside of Dripping Pleasure, because this is really important. What's happening inside the bedroom in your relationship is also showing up outside of the bedroom. So I want to make that a really big point, because you can try to have more sex. You can do all of these things that I'm telling you to do. You can do all of the practices, but if you're still not able to communicate with your partner in a way that doesn't lead into a fight, that you can be vulnerable and share your desires and be raw and hold respect to him, you're going to continue to have the same things that are happening in your bedroom. It's not going to change anything, because I know that, because I tried that. I tried just having more sex. Maybe if I have more sex, maybe it'll like ignite something inside of my body, and it didn't solve anything. It still made me feel the same way about sex. It's very intimate. Sex is very personal, very intimate, and a beautiful piece in your relationship that should not be calcified. And part of that is working on your own sacred sexuality, your own sovereignty around sex, and healing your relationship to your pussy, and healing the past shame and traumas and abuse that was maybe either done to you or that you did to your own body. And past relationships that caused you to suppress your sexuality, which was also part of my story too. So Dripping Pleasure is $155. It's a 10-day mini course. It's included inside of Sex Priestess. So you can either take Dripping Pleasure, and if you're like, you know what, yes, I'm in on Sex Priestess, you will get the credit of the $155. Or if you've already been in Dripping Pleasure and you want to join Sex Priestess, I will of course still credit whatever price you paid for Dripping Pleasure. Or if you're like, I am all in, this is my next place in my feminine awakening, where I really am being called to have a sovereign and sacred relationship and beautiful relationship to my body and to sex and my pussy, and I'm reclaiming the pleasure in my life now. Sex Priestess is for you. We start July 27th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Replays are available. There's going to be a Telegram group that I create for all of us women all of us mistresses who are in this mistress mind. So a mistress mind is the same thing as a mastermind, but we're women. Why am I calling it a mastermind? Like, it doesn't feel right. Mistress mind. We are women here coming together in, maybe I call it woman mind, like a womb mind, but mistress mind is it. We're going to be coming here together. We're going to have women from different levels of healing on this journey. And what I want in the mistress mind is for all of us, and what I do create in this container, because I lead it myself, because I will be giving you firsthand about what's happening in my life when it comes to this sacred work, because I will always be initiated even deeper when it comes to all of this as well. And the way I run my mistress minds is that I share things with you that I will not share to the public, or get very detailed and very intimate, very vulnerable with you with things that I do not share with the public, because this is part of being in my world, and we calibrate to each other. So when I share with you something and I'm sharing with you how I'm calibrating, it automatically brings you into that calibration, because we're all together in this mistress mind together. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be opening everything up. You can share as much as you want to share in this group. It's not going to be like you have to, because you're going to share what feels called and aligned for you to share. We will be getting very intimate with your pussy. So I just want you to very much know that up front. You will need a yoni wand. I will send you a company that I recommend. If you already have one, awesome. If you're feeling called to start a new one, to get another one, definitely do that. And I'm very much looking forward to Sex Priestess. I'm going to be creating the module breakdown this week. And really excited for that. So, oh yeah, the other thing I'll say is that it's three modules. So we're going to, but 3 modules, live transmissions, and then 3 Zoom calls, just coaching calls. So it's going to be a transmission. We're going to have 2 weeks to really integrate, and other transmission that I will be sending in through Telegram. And then we'll have a coaching call the following week. And then we'll have transmission again, and then a coaching call, a transmission, and then a coaching call, and then a closing ceremony, which will be a very short ceremony to close the energy. That feels good to do this round. Very intimate round, so it really feels important for me to really close in the container. All right, beautiful. So I'm going to share the Dripping Pleasure link as well as the Sex Priestess link in the description, so you can go ahead and check that out. And I will see you tomorrow. If you have any questions, message me. I would love to answer them so that you can make a sovereign choice of what is your next best move for your journey in your relationship with sex. All right. Love you. Bye.